Hey guys, today on this episode of Bear with the Boards, we're reviewing Islebound by Ryan Laukat. Now, this game has just recently come out in late 2016, and in 2016 it actually just barely came off Kickstarter. Well, not barely, but in late 2016 it did, so it's actually less than a year old, so it's a fairly new game. Now, this game takes place in it's like an arpeggio. I can't actually say it, but here's the word right here, right there. Now, what that means is, it means that, like, it's where there's, like, a group of islands that are, like, it doesn't matter the size of islands, but they're in very close proximity to one another. So basically, each person plays as a ship captain, and you can take control of, like, one of these 4 little ships. And you have your own ship, and you have your crew, and then you each get your own starting island that you have control over, marked by these cubes. See, the blue player has that thing marked by that cube, yellow, green, and last red. Now in the game, what you're trying to do is get the most renown. See that track right there, the renown on the top? And also money. You get 7 starting money, but then you also have this bag of money. But you're basically trying to get the most renown, and how the game ends is once a player has built at least 8 of those buildings, then you finish the round that you're currently on, then have one last round. Now, buildings will also give you renown by the end of the game. So how a usual turn works is you move your ship, and each person, when you set up the game, you take a cube and you put it on the 2 spot. Now that means you have 2 speed. So for Blue's turn, let's just say that Blue's the first player. They could move any to these 2 adjacent spaces, or like there to there. And then they get to either, what they can do is they can search for treasure, which if there's any money on this board, they take that money. If there's not, they take 1 monies. And how money gets on their board is the other action they can do. They can visit a town. Now, when they visit a town, is they pay that gold to the treasure map board, right there, where that treasure map is. And then they also have to, like, on this one, it says exhaust administrative crew. So they put the crew in there. Then they get to do the action. This one, they get to take 2 pirate captains and then rest everybody. So that means that this person would go back up. Now pirates come in handy, because the other action you can do is attack. Now, when you recruit pirates, you get these cards. These ones. You can also get sea serpents and Ichor. It's like this legendary sea serpent that, there's some events in the game that will trigger his spawning, but in most games he's not even there. But he's like this immortal sea serpent. So, when attacking, you get pirate cards from like actions like this, that, or that. You can send them to attack these islands that have the red thing right there. That's another action you can do, because you get to move and then do an action. So, like what this would happen, say I really want to take over Borsham, and I have 5 pirates. Now, I need an attack value of 6, but I only have like 3 pirates. So I get to decide how many pirates I want to send to the battle. And when you send pirates into battle, after the battle, they go away if you win, and you only get to keep 1 if you lose. So you don't want to send in too many pirates, because you'll lose some, or you don't want to send in not enough pirates, so you'll lose the battle. So if I were player A, I'd send in all 6, because Borsham has a strength of 6. Next, what you do in combat is you'd roll 1 die for each of the pirates. Then you get to assign them dice. So I'll roll these. Actually, for the example, I'm going to add in 1 sea serpent. So what I'd do is I'd roll these dice. I'd add in a 4th dice. Now those are my rolls. Now I'd get to assign dice. So I would want to assign a 6 to my sea serpent, because how attacks work is 3 to 4, it gets 2. 5 and up, it gets 3. Pirates, 1 to 3, it gains 1 attack. 4 to 6, it gains 2. So what I'd want to do is I'd want to take my 6, assign it to my sea serpent, and then those I'd assign to my pirates. So how much damage would I do? I'd do 3, 4, 5, 6. Just enough to take over Borsham. So then what blue player would do is take one of their cubes of control, place it, and then that's theirs. Now, why you'd want to control islands is because usually when you land there to visit, you have to pay that cost of that 1 gold, 2 gold, or like whatever's listed there. But once it's yours, you don't have to. What another bonus is if you take control of enough islands, not enough, but like if you take control of an island, and say someone really needs to visit that island, instead of paying it to that treasure map, they pay it to you. Also, when you gain an island, you see that 6 right there? That's enough. That's how much strength you need to overtake it. Also, that's how much money you get. So you get 6 monies. Now, money's great because at the very end of the game, once all 8 buildings are built, once the player builds 8 buildings, all the money you get, plus all the renown you get, is added up. And then that's like your finishing score. So money's good. And you can also do diplomacy. Diplomacy is kind of hard, but it's how you take over those with the blue banner. Now, what you need to do is you take cubes off this track, and you gain cubes by either going on those quests right there, or there's very few islands in the game that actually offer those cubes. Another thing though is say red player wanted to take over Borsham, you'd add 2 because it's under another player's control. The last action that you can do is hunt for treasure, which you take all the money off that treasure map. Then you get to do as many free actions as you want. Those free actions could be buying one of those buildings you see up there, or you can do an event. These circles represent events, and events are shown right there. So once you solve an event, you'll draw a new event card, and then one of those circles will move to another one. So you can resolve as many events as you want as long as there is an event on your island. So as the game will pass by, more of these buildings will be bought. And how buying buildings works is you just have to pay the money to the bank. It's like you just put it back in the money bag and you take the building. And buildings are great because they give you special abilities. And how the game describes buildings is it just says that it builds the buildings in like your home country. Oh crap, I just knocked over the stack tile. Sorry guys. I'll just put this back. But some buildings are harder to get than others because they have books on top of them. Now what a book means is it means that you need knowledge to buy those buildings. So you need to go around the island and collect books. Like this island, if you pay 2 money, you can gain a book and 2 renown points, which goes on the renown track. Also, if it has a thing like that, that means you can only do that action as many times as you have crew. So if I have like 6 crew, I could do that action 6 times. That's basically how the game works. You gain books, and then you can do that. But when you buy like let's say I buy this one, everything would move down the row, and you draw a new card to go like right there. You can also what these trumpet things are for is bragging rights. If you go to like the capital city of this like whole little island thing, Farwood right there, one of the things you can do is resolve one of those brag cards, which they're the most powerful cards in the game, but there's only a limited number of them, and they boost your renown. Now, how renown works is each character, once they gain a renown point, they will take one of their cubes, and they'll place it right there. Then, once they gain more renown, it'll move up this track, but on 7, it restarts off the track. But they gain one of these they gain one of these tablets. So they take the tablet that says 7 renown, and that's basically just to remember how much renown you get, because these tiles will pile up. Then you also see that you get a reward when you get a tile. These cubes mean influence. So you'd place 2 of your cubes on this track. Now what this track is for is, remember that influence action I was talking about where it says 6? You take those off, and then if it equals the amount of 6, then you take control of a town. Yeah, that's pretty much the game. It just goes back. Oh wait, I forgot one thing though. There's some places where you can buy crew, like this one, Underwall. And how that works is you get to take this crew or pay 1 gold for one of those crew. Then you take them off, and then they just move down. A new guy would appear. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's basically the game. It's pretty fun. I'd recommend it. You can play the game with 2 to 3 players. Well, up to 2 to 3 players, but you can actually play it with 1. If you go to Board Game Geek, just like search up Solo Play Rules 2.0 for what's this game called? Islebound, and then it will basically show you the solo rules. So the game's fairly good. The pieces are pretty good quality, but everything's basically made out of cardboard except these wooden cubes. The cubes are nice. Now, when I watch YouTube videos reviewing this game, I don't know if it was just my perspective, but it looks like these boards are small. It might in my video, I don't know yet. But just be warned, I thought this game would be a lot smaller, the boards, but in person they look fairly large. But, yeah. Oh, I forgot to explain this. You can have a cargo of 10, and when people go down here, they rest, and then you can't use them until you get like back to your home port and use the thing action. So that's basically the game. Yeah, it's fairly fun. I don't know what else to say. It's actually quite simple, one of the most simple games I own, so I recommend you buy it if you have monies for it. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, there's one other thing. You can also become a trader by like trading goods. And you do that by like some islands will give you fish and wood. And fish and wood can be used for building buildings, which you can do right there. Those are the requirements, and these are the fish and wood. So what would happen is you can only hold up to 10 fish and wood, but there's a special thing about them. If you like to spend a fish, you can move 1 more space during your turn, or you can spend a wood and reroll a dice during combat. And yeah, you also you add up when you're at the end of the game to like see who wins. You add up all the money costs of the building in the top left corner, all these renown tokens, how much money you have left, and how far you're on the renown track. And then that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, bye. Also gotta, yeah, never mind. That's it. Okay, bye guys.